Firstly, we learn about the functions, which the function prototype is like this, which is the integer is the return type and the surface is the function name, and this one in the bracket integer x and integer y is its parameter. Then we write down the main function, which is the integer answer equals to the surface, and we put a value into the parameters which is 12 and 6. Then we print out the surface is what value. This one is to calculate that the answer is equals to the x times y, which equals to the 12 times 6, and we returns the answers to this surface. So the output will shows that the surface is 72. I learned about the global variable and the local variable. First, the local variable is means by the a, which the a, although it is exists in both function, which is the display function and main function, but it gives different value in the functions. Can define that the local variable is only visible in that given function and it is not visible by other function, but the b is the global variable which it is exists outside the function, but the global variable still visible to all the function that we can see that the b is in the display and the main function also. Then it will give different values of a, which is the a equals to 10 and 21, and but the b, it will still print the value of b, which is 3. For this one, the b is plus 5. Then the main function is influenced by the values of b, and the b, which is the 3, will plus 5, and finally we will get the a. For the array declaration, the array means that it is a group of the variable. So for this, the array have 5, which is the size is 5, and we got 5 variable, which is 9, 5, 3, 2, 4. Then this one is to show that the array, the index of the array is from 0 to the numbers of the variable, which that the size of the array is 5, then the index is 0 to 4, which we can see that the array's index 0 is 9, then the output will get 9. And for the index 3 is 0, 1, 2, 3, which is 2, then the output we will get the 2. For this is the array declaration, which we first declare the array, which the array size is 7 in a square bracket, and in a curly bracket add 5, 6, 2, 4, 1, 3, which is have the size of 7, and we use the for loop to present all the variable in the array, which the for loop is first we initialize the I and is less than 7, which the I is from 0 to 6, and increment the I, and the output will show like this. For this is the array to the function to display our array, and for this we use the for loop, but instead of using the I is smaller than the 5, which our size of array is 5, we use I is smaller than the size, because the for will make our function not practical and not reusable. For this one, we want to know that the address of the array 1 is what value. Then the address of array 1 is a very big value, but this not represents that the whole number of the array, but it's the first index of the array 1 only. So we just to prove that the array 1 is have the same value with this, so the result is the same. For this is the linear search, which we want to find the number in which place, which is at what index. So first we have the array have the size of 5, and it has 5 value. So this one is the functions to find the number, which is the linear search. So for this, we use the for loop, and in the for loop, we use the if, which is if the number is equals to the value, which the value that we want to find, it will return the I. Then it will end the functions completely. But if it did not equals to the value, it will return -1. So we can show that for the array 1, the size is 5 and we want to see that the value 2 is at which index. So the output gives us that the 2 is in the index 1 of the array. But we can see that if we change this value to the 5 and we run the program, and it will show that the index is at the 3, which is 0, 1, 2, and 3. So if we put a value that doesn't exist in the array, which we simply put 4, and the output will give the index -1, which is means by the return -1. So for this one is the bubble sort. In the bubble sort, we have the two for loop, which is the for loop inside got the for loop again. Then the array is the size 10 and it is defined as an unsorted array, has a 10 variable. Then we use the bubble sort to let the variable to sort according to the ascending order, which we will get the output, which is 0, 1, 2 until the 9. And this one is their program. This one is to find the maximum and the minimum value in the array. We have the array of the size 5, which have the 5 variable, and we firstly let a number which is the first term in the array is index 0 be numbers to compare with the is it the number is maximum or minimum. So we also use the for loop. So for the for loop, if the maximum is the number 6, which is the index 0, if it is less than the array I, then it will becomes the maximum and the minimum value. Then for this one, the for loop I is used, initialize is not 0, and we instead of using the 0, we use I equals to 1 because we already use the array of the index 0. So we start from the index 1, which I equals to 1. So for this is the multi-dimensional array. First, we only learn the row of the array, but this one is the array have the rows and columns. So we put 3 array that we see what is the difference. The 3 form means that it have 3 rows and 4 columns. So it means that the row 1 have 1, 2, 3, 4. The row 2 have 5, 6, 7, 8. Row 3 have 9, 10, 11, 12. Then we simply put the values into the array 2 and array 3, and finally we see the result. If we didn't put it correctly into the array, it will replace the place that we didn't have the value and replace it by 0. So we can see that for the array 2, if it fulfills all the rows first, which is 6, 3, 2, 4 at the first row, and the second row only have the 7, 1, 8, and it fill the last place with 0, and the third rows it fill it with all 0. It sends to array 3. We learned about the pointer, which the pointer is defined by the star yptr, and the ampersand means that the address of the y, and the null means that it's 0 and nothing. So for the first print y value, then y is y value and is the ampersand of y, which the address of the y. And for the second line of the print, the star of yptr means we want to dereference, and we use to store value. Then we use the star yptr, and the yptr is the address of the y, and it sends to the third line and the fourth line. So for this, we learn about the call by value and the call by reference. First, the integer square called by value is the function, and the integer n is the variable. But for the second void square called by reference, we set the integer is the pointer. So the start of the ptr pointer is sending the address to the function, and we are storing a pointer inside the function. Then the below one is called. We set the a equals to 6, and we will get the output that the square of the 6 is 36.